Hi ladies and gents, Pond here with another video for Rise of Empires, Ice and Fire. Thank you so much for your previous likes, comments and subscriptions to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, why not click on that button and ring the bell so you can get notifications of whenever I'm dropping content on the channel. And now on to today's video, which is about the Warden. So it's my SX6 Season Hero Guide. I already did a first look at the Warden and Warhammer a couple of weeks ago when they came out. We've now seen them in action, particularly in Eden, for the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to do a more in-depth hero guide on him. And that's going to include looking at a couple of videos, one from Eden, from a tile battle, and one from Heroes Duel. So let's get into the Warden straight away. So he is the SX6 Archer hero. He is a support hero. You're going to want to place him on the middle row. That's a given. The reasons for that will be all too obvious when we look at his skills, but he's definitely a middle row archer hero. His skills 1, 3 and 4 are nothing new. It's just the usual troop count and the extra 50% might and resistance. And then on his 7th skill, it's going to give you 40% extra might. 6th skill, again, quite often, nothing special here. It's giving 15% extra might resistance and 15% damage. And of course, then you're getting the 250% bonus to your skill 1. So let's get into his hero specific skills. Skill 2, Aspect of the Eagle. Now, an interesting point about the Warden, he is one of the few heroes in the game who has full prep skills. So all 3 of his skills are prep skills. Beast Queen also has all prep skills, so does Sakura Blossom. So these are very reliable, consistent heroes who you can't see crowd control in terms of how you can't basically stop these skills from being active, because prep skills are activated pre-battle. So these are all really good. That's a very good start to his skill set, that he's very consistent in how his skills work. Now with this, on the first 4 turns, the skill cast chance of your 2 other heroes' 5th skill is increased by 10%, limited though to combat skills and passive skills. So if a hero's, say if you're playing with 2 heroes and their 5th skill has a percentage chance of 40%, then on turns 1 to 4, he will boost both of those hero skills up to 50%, so increasing the likelihood of those skills casting. Obviously, if a skill's cast, then you're going to get more benefits from those other heroes. So he is a very good support hero in that regard. And then on turn 5, the skill cast chance is increased by 30%, but only for the 5th skill of one of the 2 other heroes. And again, this can have a huge impact. You know, think of Jade Eagle, Avalanche, Spectral Reaper. All of their 5th skills, I think, are usually around the 40% mark. And if you're then increasing those chances to 70% for the last 4 turns of the battle, you're looking at potentially those very useful skills, those high damage skills activating potentially 2 or 3 times in the last 4 turns. So it's a very good skill to start off with. Let's look at his 5th skill, Aspect of the Turtle. Again, as I say, prep skill, effective range of 4. So again, you want to put him in the middle row so that it can target all of the opponent's squads. Now the reason it's got an effective range of 4 is because it does deal damage, so that is why it's an effective range of 4. But it says here, when any squad of yours is crowd controlled, so that is when they're silenced, disarmed, suppressed or confused, damage received by that squad is reduced by 70%. That is a massive buff to your squads, that they are having the damage reduced by that amount. And this effect can only trigger 3 times for each squad. Now, I'm presuming that is going to be 3 turns. It's effective for 3 turns. This is a complete counter to what Son of Ragnar does. Son of Ragnar confuses the opponents on turns 4 and 5, and his 5th skill increases damage to squads that are crowd controlled by 70%. So this literally does just counter that skill, counter Son of Ragnar's effectiveness. Additionally, it will deal 510% damage to a random enemy squad on turns 1 and 5. So that's an okay amount of damage. I mean, it could be better. It's not like OP damage, but it's better. You know, it's something additional to what the main part of this skill is, which is reducing the damage to your crowd controlled squads. And you're going to see that the Warden always casts 5 skills in a battle. The reason for that is that you're going to see his skills 2, 5 and 8 cast in round 0 before the battle starts, and then you're going to see this aspect of Turtle cast on turns 1 and 5 for the damage element. So Warden always casts 5 skills in a battle. Onto his 8th skill, Aspect of the Tiger. During battles, normal attacks are disabled for the hero's squad. So you're going to actually see that his squad are always disarmed in battles. So that's not a typo. He's disarming himself. Similarly, like you've seen from both the Valkyrie's 2nd skill and Living Saint's 8th skill. We've seen this before, heroes that disarm themselves, and there's always a positive benefit to that. And in this case, what the Warden does is he's going to give a back row squad gains a buff of +1 normal attacks per round. So he is going to give your back row squad 2 basic attacks per round. And this can work brilliantly with heroes who have passive skills that activate trigger after the hero's basic attack. So we're going to talk about combinations that Warden works well with in a second. Now, also, on top of that, each normal attack increases the damage of their next skill by up to 12%, stacks up to 5 times. So this does reset once the skill has activated. So if you think about it, say if for 2 turns, your back row squad does 2 attacks. So that's 12, 24, 36, 48%. Then it does a 5th basic attack, and then this stacks up at 60%. Then you'll get a 60% damage buff when that skill does activate. But then it will reset. So it's not a constant 60% buff. It just obviously stacks up until when you trigger a skill. And of course, don't forget the Warden is all about getting that back row hero to trigger skills. So it's probably going to be rare that you do see a 60% buff from this skill, in my opinion. So those are his skills. Who is he going to work well with? In terms of just basic archer squads, he's going to work well with Sakura Blossom, because Sakura guarantees those early round goes where you start first. She is doing massive amounts of additional damage with her skills 5 and 8, giving that buff. So if you imagine you've got Sakura buff doing all those damage buffs, and then the Warden increasing the chance, say, of the Warden being paired with Spectral Reaper, and then Spectral Reaper is getting all of these abilities, all of these buffs in the first 3 rounds of the battle, you're probably going to see Spectral Reaper doing huge amounts of damage on turns 1, 2 and 3. Now, of course, after that, you're not going to be getting much from Sakura Blossom, but it's highly likely that you could win the battle, or certainly give yourself such a big gap in those first few minutes of the battle, first few turns of the battle, that's going to work really well. And I think potentially for archers, Sakura, Warden and Reaper, Spectral Reaper, are going to be the best combo going forward. Other than Sakura, you can of course use the Defender. The Defender is more of a defensive hero. She does have going for her that her 8th skill does give 2 squads in the Legion an extra attack as well, but that skill only has a 30% chance, and that's not changing. So you have, in theory, the chance, if you do pair the Warden and Defender with Spectral Reaper, that Spectral Reaper could be doing 3 basic attacks, and that could lead to some huge combinations. Like you could have him doing 3 basic attacks plus 3 of his skill 2s, which would just be absolutely huge. If we have a quick look, Tomashi Kusari, if you've got 3 lots of 742% damage happening, that could be huge, really huge. And then also you've got Jibaku, his 5th skill, which gives a 40% chance to deal 455% damage, plus increasing 60% basic attack damage for the self squad for 1 turn. So you're just getting buffs on top of buffs. And obviously with the Warden's 2nd skill increasing the chance, then this Jibaku can be 50% chance on turns 1 to 4 and 70% chance on turns 5 to 8. So the Warden pairs brilliantly with Spectral Reaper. There's no other reason, way of looking at it. If you didn't have Spectral Reaper, then of course you can put Eagle on the back row instead. Jade Eagle. Jade Eagle does give extra damage to his troops as well. He's got some really high level skill damage, like probably the best in the game, to be honest. And his 5th skill as well does a huge amount of damage. I think it's 930%. If you're improving the likelihood of that activating again because of the Warden's 2nd skill, that's going to be very, very nice. In terms of mixed combos, you're looking at potentially Warden's going to work well with Rosen and the Immortal, because the Immortal is a passive attack hero as well. So you're giving the Immortal double the attacks, double the chance of his skills activating for the whole battle. Plus, Rosen is another hero that gives more basic attacks on turns 1 to 3, with her skill 5 giving a 70% chance. So that is very, very nice. Hunk, Steed with their confusion skills on their 5th skills, if you're increasing the chance of confusion happening, where your opponent troops can either attack themselves or their fellow squads. That can also have a big swing in the momentum of a battle. I've seen also Liberator with Warden and Reaper. That is a really nice combo, because the more damage Reaper is doing, obviously with Liberator, his 8th skill gives healing to him based on the damage that the back row does from turn 4 onwards. You can see absolutely huge amounts of healing, and I'm going to show you that in a video in a second. Another combo you could think about, if you don't have some of those heroes that I've just mentioned, you could potentially use, for instance, Lawman, Warden, Avalanche. If you're giving Avalanche's 5th skill 70% chance, that can do a lot of damage to your opponent. So yeah, it's just something to think about as well. So those are the kind of combinations you're going to want to use Warden with. Let's go and have a look at him in a couple of videos then. So first off, I'm going to show you just the Archers combo. And this is from a Heroes Duel this week. Anubis, as you can see, has Defender, Warden, Reaper. And there you go. So you're always going to see the 5 skills used with the Warden. Anubis doesn't have the 7th skill unlocked, but that's fine. He's got his other 3 skills unlocked. So let's get into the battle. So of course, round 0, you're just going to see all of the status and prep skills activating on the heroes. So there is the 3 prep skills all activating for the Warden pre-battle. And now we're getting into the battle. So turn 1. Now unfortunately in this battle, Defender's 8th skill does not activate at any point in the whole battle, and that is the danger with having a skill that is low as 30%. There we go. There's aspects of the turtle. So that was 510% damage caused by his 5th skill. And then we're getting to see, now that was the first basic attack from Spectral Reaper, and then the second basic attack. And because then on his second basic attack, that triggered the Tomasi Kusari. And of course, because Jabaku had a 50% chance of activating, that also activated on turn 1. So we're going to see you'll actually see 9 skills activated from Spectral Reaper in the battle. Now the opponent here has been smart and put their Avalanche on the middle row, so it can actually, his Avalanche's attacks can reach Spectral Reaper on the back row. And yet again as well, we're seeing a Jabaku and a Tomasi Kusari activate, and by already in the first 2 turns, you can see that the front row of the opponent's Legion has collapsed. So this is kind of how potent this combination can be of Warden with Spectral Reaper. And here we're going to see 2 Tomasi Kusaris activating, because he does 2 basic attacks. So that was a huge amount of damage, around 40,000 damage to the opponent, 40,000 kills on that 1 turn. And these are the kind of combinations that you're going to see. And obviously, as I've said, if you had Defender also boosting another 3rd attack, then you could be seeing 60,000 kills in one turn from Spectral Reaper with this combination of heroes. So unfortunately then on turn 5 they lose Defender from the battle. So I'm not going to show you any more of that, but that's the kind of example I wanted to show you in terms of just the Archers combo. Now I need to go into my battle reports for a battle earlier. We've been going at it with T52 in Eden. They're a very strong alliance from 52. Oh, it's not that report. Here we go. So this one is Crazy Stone Eye. He's a bit of one of my nemesis, I have to say. He hit my gathering troops when we were up against him a few weeks back. Don't know why, because he's got multiple dragon gear sets. Maybe he can reply and let me know. But anyway, let's see. So he is running Liberator, Warden, Spectral Reaper. So as I said, with Liberator, so Liberator's 5th skill for freedom, it's a passive skill. Normal attacks have 80% chance to apply troop recovery block. So he's giving, Warden is giving that a 10% boost on turns 1 to 4. And then obviously potentially from turns, if you think this is an 80% chance, if he boosts this by 30%, then this is guaranteed to activate if Warden is targeting the Liberator as the squad for his skill 2 to activate on turns between turns 5 and 8. Also, Liberator's 8th skill, so here it is. Starting from the 4th round, 40% of the damage your back row squad deals will be converted into front row troops after the effect ends. So we're going to see that in effect in this battle, guys. So let's just speed it up a bit and get all these skills out of the way. And actually, I'm more really interested in showing you this combination, how it works from turn 4 onwards. But I do just want to quickly show you one thing. So obviously, Warlord does have this dodging ability on his 5th skill. So here we go. I don't know if you saw there, Spectral Reaper. He actually he's casted a Jabaku and 2 Tamashi Kasaris plus his 2 basic attacks, and Warlord dodged them all. I mean, my friend Robin, who is actually running this Warlord Roku Avalanche Legion, I mean, he got really lucky there, because the fact that Warlord dodged them all, he basically saved himself potentially about 70,000 kills, because just 2 basic attacks, 2 Tamashi Kasaris plus a Jabaku, you're talking about huge amounts of damage that were going to be done there, and that was just on turn 1. So that is how potent this combination can be as well, in terms of the offense, where you are getting those 2 basic attacks, and if you do end up with 2 Tamashi Kasaris activating, that can be huge. The other good thing about Liberator is that his 5th skill is providing clear-mindedness as well. So that is, when that activates, you're protecting Spectral Reaper in the back row from getting confused or silence suppressed. So here we go. This is turn 4. You can see the double basic attack. So that was 10,000 healing. And then another 8,500 healing. So Liberator on that one turn got close to 19,000 troop recovery because of all of the damage that Spectral Reaper was doing. Absolutely insane. And you can see at this point his troop count is down to 45,000 on turn 5, and it doesn't look good for him. But what's going to happen now is he does dodge everything on turn 5. And then we're going to see, again, Spectral Reaper doing more damage with these skills. So nearly 9,000 troops recovered, 6,600, 8,300, 6,800. What's that? He recovers 30,000 troops in one turn. And that is how potent this skill is going to be in the battle. So I just wanted to kind of show you those couple of combinations of how the Warden is working with heroes, both fellow archers or in mixed combinations. He's going to be one of the top heroes in the game. Definitely, he could be the most efficient support hero in the game when paired with the right hero. So, like I say, you're going to really need to have, I think, Spectral Reaper to get the best out of him, as I've talked about in the pairings. But he is a very, very good hero. He kind of does help swing the balance a bit more back to archers as well, a little bit, with their ability, with the amount of damage that they're generating through these abilities. What would I rate him out of 5? Because he's so consistent, and he is going to be in the top both archer combinations, and he's going to be in the top 2 or 3 mixed legion combinations for a long time, for the rest of the year. I think I will rate him a 5, and I think he's probably in my top 7 or 8 heroes in the game. But I would definitely rate him a 5 out of 5. So that is how good Warden is, people. He's a very, very good hero. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a bit of a longer one. I wanted to show those 2 battle videos to show the specific instances where he's working really well in those combinations. And if you have liked this video, please do click on that like, and if you could please share my video and the channel in your Alliance chat, Province chat, through Line, WhatsApp, Viber, Discord, whatever you use to communicate with your fellow players in the game. That would be very much appreciated. And for those of you in Eden, for your Eden map, Province chats, and through guild chats, that would be brilliant. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.